All right, I'm gonna create a new app, single view. I title it, as I've said once before, WordPlay, and we're gonna hit next. Make sure your user interface is in storyboard mode. You have a name and an identifier, and create. The point of this app, and I'll show you the directions here, wherever they are. So the directions, says you're working as an intern at a local gaming studio on the team that's building a game similar to Mad Libs. In the game, the user must append, modify, and insert words into a sentence. So we're going to complete the MVP today. As a user, I want to see a button, a text field, and a label that displays my uncle wants to go to the ... When I tap the button, a new view controller appears and displays the statement with the word I entered, creating a complete sentence. So we're going to maybe not complete the entire thing, but we're going to at least, let's get it set up today. All right, so that's what I'm looking for, is this setup. All right, so hopping back into Xcode, we're going to get that all set up. So I'm going to go back into my storyboard here first. Like it said, I need a label, a text field, and a button. I'm also going to probably put another view controller on there and a navigation controller on there once I get to that step. All right, so in my label, my uncle wants to go to the So as you can see, I want it to be multiple lines, so I added more lines here. That way I can squish it together and it'll go down the amount of lines it needs to. In my text field, I'm going to write a placeholder text and just write place. And for my button, I'll write Mad Lib. So my uncle wants to go to the blank. All right, so that's all set up. Give you guys a few seconds to do that. All right, so we're back. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to add in that navigation controller. Remember that navigation controller, what it allows us to do is to kind of easily transition from one screen to another. So to do that, I'm going to click on my view controller here, this yellow ball. Go up to the top, go to Editor, Embed In, and Navigation Controller. Yellow ball, Editor, Embed In, Navigation Controller. All right. From here, I'm going to go ahead and add a view controller. I'm going to add in a label. Whoops, I don't know what I just did there. All right. And let's go ahead and I'm going to connect my button to my other screen. How I'm going to do that is by holding Control and dragging it over here and clicking Show. That's going to give me that arrow and the back button up here. All right, since they're connected now. All right. Give you guys a second to do that. All right. So remember, we have our view controller here. We have our code for our view controller here. All right. We added this new screen, which means we have to add new code. All right. So to do that, I'm going to go to File, New, File, File, New, File, and I'm going to select Cocoa Touch Class. File, New File, Cocoa Touch Class. Now, before you type anything in, you want to make sure that it says subclass of UI view controller, not NS object, which is the default setting. The first time you do that, it's going to say NS object. Once you've done it more times, it'll default to UI view controller. So I'm just going to type in second view controller. All right, so we have our first view controller and our second view controller. Once I've done that, I'm going to hit next and create. All right, so here's my second view controller. Remember, it has all this code down here. I'm just going to leave it for now. Hop back into your storyboard. All right, I'm going to hit the yellow ball, the view controller, on my second view controller here. Go ahead and click that. Remember, we have to go up to our ID card here in the top right-hand corner and select the class to second view controller. What this is doing is merging those two together now, the screen with the code. All right, so now they're linked up and they work together. Without doing that, that second screen doesn't know that the second view controller code belongs together. Okay, this is the linking part. You may do that now. So I'm going to go to my assistant editor. All right, assistant editor for my first storyboard here, my first view controller. Just trying to make some room. All right. I'm going to hook up my label as an outlet. Actually, no, I don't. I don't have to hook this up at all. All right. And the reason I don't have to hook it up is because this one's not changing. This label over here is changing. Okay. I'm going to hook up my text field as an outlet. So place text field. Remember your camel casing, lowercase p, capital T, capital F, place text field, and I'm going to hook up my button as an action. And I'm going to name this Mad Lib Button Pressed. Place text field and Mad Lib Button Pressed. That is for your first view controller. And now for your second view controller. We only have one thing on there. All right, so it should be pretty easy. I'm just going to name this Mad Lib Label or sentence. I take that back. If you typed in Mad Lib Label, I'm going to do sentence label. That just makes more sense to me. So sentence label on my second view controller, whatever you name it, just understand that I named mine sentence label. If you want Mad Lib label, that's okay. All right, folks, that is the setup for your Madlib WordPlay app. All right. Any questions thus far? I think we're sitting here pretty good. So